Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you today. If I could ask you one simple question to begin, what is it that you really want out of life? Is it success, happiness, fulfillment? Maybe it's something deeper, something that goes beyond what we usually talk about in terms of accomplishments. Maybe it's inner peace, a sense of purpose, or leaving behind a legacy that matters. But here's the truth. In the next hour, you can change the direction of your life forever. That's not a promise I'm making lightly. I'm not here to sell you some quick fix or a magic formula. But what I am offering you is a shift, a way of seeing your life and your potential in a completely new light. I want to share with you 3 fundamental shifts that, if you embrace them, can alter the very course of your life. These shifts aren't just ideas. They're actionable steps that, when taken, will set you on the path to achieving things you may have thought were impossible. The 3 shifts, from passive to active, taking control of your life, from fixed to growth, developing a mindset that allows you to evolve from external to internal, finding your true source of motivation. How much of your life are you actively controlling? This is a question worth reflecting on because the reality is that most of us don't actively take control of our own lives. We go through the motions, reacting to whatever comes our way and letting external circumstances dictate the course of our day. We wait for things to happen, for opportunities to fall into our laps, and for others to make decisions for us. But imagine for a moment what would happen if you didn't wait. What if you didn't just react, but instead decided to act? What if you didn't wait for life to give you opportunities, but went out and created them yourself? What if, instead of blaming others or circumstances for where you are, you took full responsibility for your future and your success? This is what it means to shift from being passive to being active in your life. It's about taking ownership of your actions, ownership of your decisions, ownership of your future. This is where the power truly lies. You see, we often think that life happens to us, but the truth is, life is a result of the decisions we make every single day. The challenge is that so many of us are not fully aware of how much control we have, and we let fear, doubt, or comfort zones dictate our choices. Look at the story of Michael Jordan. Most people know him as the greatest basketball player to ever live, but few know that he was once cut from his high school basketball team. That moment could have been a defining failure, a sign that he wasn't good enough. It could have been the end of the story, but Jordan didn't take that as the final word. He didn't wait for someone else to decide his fate. He didn't wait for someone else to decide his fate. He took responsibility for his own future, doubled down on his commitment, and worked tirelessly to improve his skills. His success was not handed to him. It was a result of relentless effort, ownership, and a decision to act when most would have given up. This is what ownership looks like. It's not about waiting for someone to give you permission or waiting for things to be perfect. It's about realizing that you have the ability to shape your own future. It's about showing up for yourself every day, regardless of what's happening around you, and taking control of the one thing you have full power over, your actions. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't need to have everything figured out right away. But what you can do right now is take ownership of one area of your life where you've been passive. Maybe it's your health, your relationships, your career, or your personal growth. It doesn't matter what it is, but commit to taking one concrete action in that area today. It could be as simple as making that phone call you've been putting off, setting a small goal for yourself, or deciding to stop waiting for the right time and just getting started. Every journey begins with a single step, and the most powerful thing you can do right now is take that step. The key is to move from being a passive observer in your life to becoming an active participant. You are the one who decides where you go. You are the one who decides what you want to accomplish. You are the one who decides how you show up every day. This is your life, your actions, your choices, and your decisions. No one else can take control for you, and no one else will. The power to change your life forever begins with realizing that you have the ability to make it happen. It's time to stop waiting for permission. It's time to stop waiting for life to happen. Take action now, own your future, and watch as your life begins to change. I want you to pause for a moment and think deeply about something. Do you believe that your abilities are fixed, or do you believe you can grow, change, and evolve? This isn't just a question about skills or intelligence. It's about your mindset, the lens through which you see yourself and the world around you. For many of us, the belief that our talents and potential are fixed is something we've been taught from an early age. We've been told that success is determined by the hand we're dealt, the opportunities we get, or the intelligence we were born with. We often look at the world in terms of what we can or can't do, what we're born with or without. But here's the truth. Talent alone is never enough. It's not what defines success. What truly sets apart those who achieve greatness from those who don't is their belief that they can improve, that they can grow, change, and evolve with time, effort, and persistence. This is where the power of mindset comes in. It's not about being born with something extraordinary. It's about choosing to embrace the idea that you are capable of learning and getting better every single day. This concept of growth is not just a nice idea, it's a scientifically proven approach. Research by Carol Dweck, a renowned psychologist, revolutionized the way we understand success and potential. She found that people who operate from a growth mindset, those who believe their abilities are not fixed but can be developed, are far more likely to succeed in the long term. Why? Because they approach challenges differently. They embrace failure as part of the process. They don't see setbacks as a sign of incompetence, but as evidence that they're learning, evolving, and getting closer to their goals. Take the story of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. Edison famously failed thousands of times before finally succeeding. Can you imagine? Thousands of failures. Yet, when asked about those repeated setbacks, Edison didn't see them as failures. He didn't give up. Instead, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Think about that for a sec. Every single one of those failures was a step forward. Every single mistake was part of his path to success. What Edison understood is something incredibly powerful, that failure is not something to be feared, it's something to embrace. Every time you fail, you're learning. Every time you hit a wall, you're gaining the experience and wisdom you need to move forward. Failure doesn't define you, your ability to rise from it does. And this, my friends, is the essence of a growth mindset. It's about seeing challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, evolution, and mastery. Here's the important question I want you to ask yourself. Are you willing to learn from your setbacks? Because growth isn't a passive process. It requires action. It requires you to look at every challenge as a stepping stone and say, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to keep learning. It means adopting the belief that growth is a choice and that it's within your power to improve. If you've been telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, I want you to let that go. The voice inside your head that says, I'm not smart enough, or I'll never be able to do this. That's the voice of the fixed mindset. It's not reality, it's a belief, and beliefs can be changed. Start by shifting your thinking. Start by telling yourself, I can learn, I can grow, I can improve. And when you do this, something remarkable happens. The very way you approach life changes. Suddenly, obstacles are not dead ends. They're chances to adapt, to stretch, to get better. You see, The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you realize. But that capability won't manifest if you stay stuck in the belief that you can't change, that you're limited by circumstances or by what you are born with. The moment you adopt a growth mindset, everything begins to shift. You'll start to see the world through a new lens, one that's full of possibilities. You'll begin to take risks, to try new things, and to embrace failure as part of the process. And with each new step, you'll get closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. So, I ask you again, what do you believe? Do you believe that your abilities are fixed? Or do you believe deep down that you have the power to grow, to change, and to evolve into something greater than you've ever imagined? The choice is yours. Most of us are constantly searching for motivation, often looking outside ourselves for that spark. We look to other people, social media, our jobs, or our financial situation to drive us. We believe that if we can just get the right job, the right approval, or the right amount of money, everything will fall into place. But here's the reality. External motivation is fleeting. It's a quick fix, a temporary high, but it doesn't last. And here's why. It's not sustainable when we depend on things outside of ourselves to motivate us. We are setting ourselves up for disappointment because external circumstances are always changing. People's opinions, the economy, your boss, the latest trend, these things cannot be counted on to consistently inspire you to do your best work, to persist through hard times, or to push forward when the road gets tough. True motivation, the kind that keeps you going when the days are long, when the setbacks feel insurmountable, and when the applause fades away, comes from within. It comes from your why. Your why is your core purpose, the reason you do what you do, your deepest conviction. It's what makes you get out of bed in the morning, even when no one is watching. When you connect with your why, you tap into a well of internal drive that can carry you through the hardest of days and the toughest of challenges. Think of someone like Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Most people see Jobs as a tech genius who built one of the most valuable companies in the world. But if you look closer, you'll see something deeper. Jobs didn't create Apple to make money or to become famous. That was never his driving force. Jobs had a vision. He believed that technology could change the world, and he was obsessed with making that vision a reality. His motivation wasn't to win awards, to impress his peers, or to sell the next big product. His motivation was driven by something far deeper, a commitment to making a meaningful impact on the world. That vision was his why. It was the fire inside of him, burning bright, even when things got tough. And it was his why that kept him going when others doubted him, when his ideas were criticized, and when he was told he was crazy. His motivation wasn't based on what others thought of him. It came from an unshakable belief in his vision. That's the kind of motivation that endures. It's not dependent on the world around you. It's dependent on what you believe in and how much you're willing to fight for it. Now, I want you to reflect on your own life. What is your why? What is the thing that drives you at your core, beyond the surface level desires for success, recognition, or approval? It's easy to get caught up in the chase for the next promotion, the next milestone, or the next big achievement. But the truth is, these things will never be enough. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, if you don't have a clear sense of your purpose, you will find yourself exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled, no matter how many accolades you collect along the way. Your why is what will get you through the hard times. It's the foundation you build your resilience on when life knocks you down. It's what will push you forward when everything seems to be falling apart. Without it, you'll be like a boat adrift in a stormy sea, tossed around by the waves of external circumstances without a clear direction or purpose. When you know your why, everything changes. It becomes your compass, your guiding light. It makes the challenges worth facing and the failures worth learning from. It becomes the reason you persevere. And perhaps most importantly, it ignites your creativity and passion. When you connect with your why, you stop looking for motivation from the outside world, because you realize that the most powerful source of energy and inspiration has been inside you all along. Take a moment to think about your own why. What do you want to leave behind? Is it a legacy of helping others, of creating something meaningful, or of making a difference in the world? Is it about inspiring the next generation or creating a product or service that changes lives? Whatever it is, get clear on it. And let it become the fuel that drives your actions. Because when you understand your why, you will find that you have an infinite well of motivation at your disposal. It will give you the persistence to keep going when the going gets tough. It will push you to be more creative, to solve problems, and to innovate in ways you never thought possible. Your why is what will keep you on track, even when the world around you is shifting and changing. It's the true source of motivation that will never fail you. Because when you are aligned with your core purpose, when you are connected to your why, nothing can stop you, not fear, not failure, not doubt. When you live with your why at the center of everything you do, you will unlock a level of power and drive that you didn't even know existed within you. So take the time to reflect on your why, because once you do, you'll realize that it has the power to change everything. It will change how you show up every single day, how you approach every challenge, and how you pursue your dreams. Your why is the key that unlocks the door to lasting motivation, to success that's deeply meaningful, and to a life that's truly worth living. So, here we are. In the next hour, you have the power to change the course of your life forever. I want you to understand something very important. Change doesn't always have to take years. It doesn't always have to be a monumental, slow-moving process. Change can start right now. This moment, this very hour, can be the beginning of something completely different for you. But there's one thing I want you to realize. You are the one who has to make the choice. In this hour, you can choose to take control of your actions. You can stop being a passive observer in your own life and start becoming the active participant you were always meant to be. You can choose to stop waiting for the world to hand you opportunities and begin creating your own. And that choice, that decision to take ownership, will set a ripple in motion that will affect every area of your life. But it doesn't stop there. You also have the power to shift your mindset, to move from a place of fixed limitations to one of growth and possibility. The challenges you face, the obstacles in your path, aren't roadblocks. They are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to become better, to evolve into the person you've always been capable of becoming. Every setback, every failure is not a sign that you're not good enough. It's a sign that you're learning, that you're getting closer to something greater. And in this hour, you can choose to embrace that. You can choose to view the world through the lens of growth, where nothing is impossible and everything is an opportunity for development. And then there's your why, the very foundation of your motivation. In the next hour, you can connect to something deeper than surface-level desires for success, recognition, or money. You can find the core reason that drives you, the internal motivation that will fuel your every action. When you tap into your why, when you understand the purpose behind everything you do, you ignite a fire that cannot be extinguished. This fire, this internal drive will push you forward when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It will help you rise every time you stumble. It will give you strength when you feel weak and clarity when things feel uncertain. When you know your why, you will never run out of motivation because it will always be there, burning deep inside you. Now think about that for a moment. You have a choice right now to step into your power, to take ownership of your actions, to shift your mindset, and to connect with your deepest motivation. In the next hour, you can decide that today is the day you stop waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right circumstances, and you start creating your own. In the next hour, you can choose to break free from the limitations you've placed on yourself and begin living in alignment with your true potential. So I ask you, what will you do with this hour? Will you let it slip by like so many others, wasted and forgotten? Or will you use this hour to lay the foundation for something greater? Will you decide that now is the time to step into the best version of yourself? The power to make this choice is in your hands right now. No one can make it for you. You've already taken the first step by being here, by listening, by considering the possibilities. But the real power is in what you do next. The choices you make, the actions you take, the mindset you adopt, they all matter. They all add up. Every single decision you make from this moment on can lead you closer to the life you want to live. So, I challenge you. Don't let this hour pass by without making a choice. Choose to take control. Choose to grow. Choose to find your why and let it fuel your journey. Because, my friends, this moment is where your future begins. And the only question left is, what will you do with the next hour of your life? The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. Thank you.